nama i s pjesmom na usnama. Za tebe spremni smo, borim se do kraja.
Pozdrav ljudi, dobrodošli u baš jedno specijalno izdanje Iza Pjace. Po prvi put je jedno hajdučko, baš istinsko lice, nije prvi gost, ali je prvo baš hajdučko lice s nama ovdje u našem studiju u Chibe Iza Pjace. Kao što možete vidjeti, to je naš Gergő Lovrenčić. Nije već ovu zadnju sezonu s nama, ali je tu uz klub, ostaje, priča je načelno poznata, ostaje tu u Splitu, ostaje u Dalmaciji, svidjelo mu se i sad je došao da ispoštuje, došao je u naš studio. Gergő, first of all, we need to switch to English, right? How is your hrvatski?
Malo pričam hrvatski. But how to say, I'm learning every day, so I'm really happy that we decided with my family that we stay here in Dalmatia in Split. Really like to be here, and especially that my kids are growing, you know, and they speaking really well Croatian. I'm under pressure a little bit, but look, it's good also in the other hand, because as many language you can speak, as many of your value also. So I'm really happy about that.
And your surname has roots in Croatia, right? Lovrenčić.
Yes, long time back, but from my family. Now nobody's speaking Croatian, so unfortunately me too, so I need to learn, but it's no problem.
Yeah, you usually when you stick around as long as you did, now 3 years, right? So it's it's improving. Yeah.
Exactly, it's improving now. On the trainings with the kids, I realize that I speak more Croatian. I give the instruction for them more on Croatian than on English. And also it's helping for me that I have a second coach or an assistant, how to call it, who is Croatian, and we have a really good cooperation. So if I need to tell something on English because it's easier, he translates for the kids directly, and even some of the kids do it now. So I'm really happy about it, because they also can learn in English, and they can continue to talk on Croatian.
Yeah, that's good for them as well for the future.
Exactly.
It's good to know English, and if they want to stay in football, they will need it someday. So, I mean,
if I can give for them, you know, I'm really happy. Also, it's easier for me from the beginning. It's good for them to develop. They learning English in the kindergarten already or in the school, so they can practice with me.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, you came in Hajduk Split in 2021 from Ferencvaros, and that summer you play Euro for national team, and 90 minutes against Portugal. So how was that experience for you?
It was a big experience. This was the second time, thanks God, that I played on the Euro, and it was how to say, really special one, because the first 2 games we played at home in Budapest in our stadium. Mm-hmm. So against Portugal and against French, the atmosphere with the Hungarian fans, it was really unbelievable. Unfortunately, the first game we lost 3-0, but till the 84th, 85th minutes we played really well. Even we scored a goal, but they called offside, so it was unlucky for us. And after came a little block in the team where we conceded really fast 3 goals, but they were stars, and you know, after that game we learned. And against France I was on the bench, and we played 1-1. It was a really good game. Yeah, it was a really big experience, and we knew it that if we can win in Germany the last game, we go through from the group, and we was really close. Honestly, 2 times we was leading, and at the end the German quality also came out, you know, they didn't give up, and they saved with the draw and they go through.
And how did that affect your pre-season for Hajduk Split? When you came back, were you tired, or?
You came just, what was it, like a month after that, July? So a month after the tournament?
Yeah, how to say, I was tired, honestly. I felt on the first few games that I'm tired a little bit mentally and physically, but in this time with Gustafsson we talked a lot about it, so he tried to not force me, of course, but I needed to play. So that's why in the first few games in Hajduk it was like 60 minutes or 70 minutes, my physical power was off. I just gave a sign for him that, sorry coach, I cannot go more, and he changed it. But after that I came back to the good shape, and after one game was okay. So 90 minutes was
I
not
purposely ask you that because many people don't know the background of the player. I mean, in this case is you, and usually we have a lot of other players who have some other issues, or they are tired, or some injuries. So when you came on the pitch, nobody knows that you are tired, only coach knows.
Exactly.
And yeah, so that's why I ask you, because I want fans to understand that sometimes there are some other issues behind the scene which doesn't allow you to perform at your best. So
no, he's right, and even after 2021 Euro, this was like okay from my side about the tiredness, but after 2016 it was much worse, because we played 2016 on the Euro. We go through from the group. We played against Belgium, and after that game, when we came back to Hungary, I had just 5 days rest, because I already needed to join to Ferencváros, and Hungarian teams in the first leg they start the European qualification, and I had just 5 days to rest, come to the training, 1 week train with the team, and directly first leg. And unfortunately we was out in this time after the first leg. It was a really like bad experience, honestly, because we were much better than the opponent, but the football is football, so it doesn't matter on the paper you are much better or not, the quality, there is the pitch, you have 2 times 90 minutes, you need to show that really you are better. And after, in this half season, I was struggling with mental tiredness, physical tiredness, and I was, how to say, a really bad person, that I was really mentally unstable.
Not in a good place, yeah.
No, it was really bad time from my side in my career, and also that's why my performance it was not enough. And after the winter break, when I had like 3 week rest, I became fresh, mentally, physically, and the conversation with the coach at that time, he decided that it will be better for me as a fullback. So that also changed my position, and after that was everything fine.
Okay, I wanted to ask you later, but since you mentioned it, which is your favorite position? Fullback or winger?
Look, I like to attack. So from my beginning of my career, I was striker on number 10, and after in Lech Poznan I became as a winger, and I scored goals, gave assists. You know, it was really good feelings. And after that moment that I started to play as a right back, I said, for me the coach always my boss. So if he say that I need to be a goalkeeper today, I will try my best there in that position. And honestly, I lost 1 year just on the positioning of the right back.
So adjustment.
It was totally different. But in the other hand, I learned a lot, especially when Sergei Rebrov came to the team. He know everything about every position, from the goalkeeper till the striker, that who, where, why, and it was a lot of explanation the first 1-2 months, video sessions, tactic analysis, training analysis, everything. And there he explained what and why and how to do it. So, for example, as a fullback, I was a little bit like 5-10 meters always inside on the pitch. And when we had a ball position, he always stopped at, oh, get it on the line. I was looking around, okay. Again, automatically I'm going in, during the ball session. Say, stop, get it on the line. Up and down, depends on that position, where is the winger. If he's wide, you dropping low. If he's inside, you can go higher because the passing line is open for you. You take the ball there and directly we are in attack. So this is the things what he explained to me. And after I start to use on the matches, and I felt that it's much easier to play for me, if I keep his instructions. And after it became automatic, and after that I didn't need to think about it, just, I was doing like that.
Good that you mentioned it, so that you show how important it is coaching the team.
It's really important.
Who point you in the right direction and makes games easier for you.
Exactly. So for me, Sergei, and in the national team Marco Rossi, and also I can mention before Pardardai, who was really a defensive guy, but I learned from him in defense a lot. But in this time I was a winger. But Marco Rossi and Samir Ebro, for me, with who I worked, it's for me the top ones, the idols in my career.
But coming back to the topic of Hajduk, so after the Euros, did you already knew when you were going to the Euros? Did you have any contact with Hajduk, or did it happen afterwards? Or how did the whole process of you coming to Hajduk went?
It was after the Euro. When I was at home, I was planning few days later. I was planning a holiday with my kids in next to the Balaton Lake, so even in Hungary. When I got a call on the traveling day when we planned to go. Still, I was at home. We packed the baggage, everything, and my telephone was ringing from one of my ex-teammates from Ferencváros. That Gary, can I give your number for one of my friend who is a sport director? I say, look, if he's a sport director, yes, you can. So after 20 minutes, I start to ring my phone, from that number, and it was Nikolicius. He called me, he explained, we talked like half an hour, and at night already we made a deal and done. So after I went to Balaton, after 2 days I went to the pre-season camp to Slovenia, where was Hajduk, signed a contract, everything. I came back to my family, and when they arrived back to Split from Slovenia, they got 2 or 3 days rest. So when these 2 or 3 days rest finished, I came to Split and I started to work and play for Hajduk.
Because we picked a quote from your introduction at Hajduk that says, so I'll just go with Croatian, obviously, tražim i želim uspjeh, te lako bilo donijeti ovu odluku kad sam shvatio da su klubski moji ciljevi podudaraju. So basically, you mentioned that your goals and the club goals, that you came to agreement because you have the same vision. Like, what was the background? You're an experienced player. My first impression when I remember seeing that Gergő is here, like, okay, this is something good, because this is the type of transfers we want to make, because we need experienced players, we need seasoned players who know how to bring in trophies, because at that time we didn't have trophies for quite a while. We needed someone with his best background who's still in his prime, because you just finished playing at the Euros, so at the top level. And also with the background, I mean, you've spent a substantial amount of your careers in clubs such as Lech Poznań and Ferencváros, who in terms of, especially the fan base and the expectations, are very similar. So you're used to playing under pressure throughout your career. And how big of an influence was that when you got an offer from Hajduk? So.
Yeah, it was, how to say, for me to handle that pressure what we have here, it was much easier because of my previous teams. In Lech Poznan also it's a long time, not like long time, not that long time than Hajduk. They won, I think, 5-6 years before the last championship, and they qualified to Europe also, like we did when we won the championship with Lech. And also in Ferencváros, there was the target that after 1995 go again to Europe. What we started with Sergei and till it's now going, and I'm really happy about it. So when Hajduk, when Nico mentioned for me the goals, what the club need and want to reach, I said, look, for me it's really familiar. So for me it's like I want to win titles. If you win titles, this is a really good feeling, not just for me as a player, that I can give something for the club fans. This is how I was watching, and I say, like, come on, Hajduk, it's a big club, so it cannot be that more than 10 years, they don't win the league.
How much did you know about Hajduk Split before they called you?
I was calling Adam Jurčo. We played in the national team together, but how is the situation here, what I can expect, Futács Marko also, I didn't speak with him personally, but I know the situation, what was here and what kind of rumors is going about it. But I asked, that's why also I asked Adi that, okay, how is the situation there, and he said, like, look, Gary, I don't scare of you, I know you, so you will like everything here, and I think they will like you too. I said, okay, I need to perform, I need to show my character, and we will see. And of course this happened. I always gave my best. I know a lot of things, and this was me, like, how to say, the strange, that really long time was no title here. So that's why I said I have to come, and not because I came that we started to win something. It's not about that. It's just I wanted to give something. Yeah,
to bring something. Yeah,
exactly.
It was a personal challenge as well. I mean,
exactly.
In that phase of your career, to try and push for something as big, and to try to put yourself into such a challenge is also, from your personal perspective, something that's
exactly, because still I felt that I have power to do it, and still I want. I'm hungry for titles, and here is the place where I can get. And I said, if I get, I give also.
Yeah.
So this was the background.
But yeah, the welcome wasn't really the best. Tobol happened very fast after your arrival. It was the first disappointment, but it was a team that was still starting to shape, I think. Like, after the first spring, when we needed to stabilize the team, the first goal was to end up in Europe, because in the half season of the season before you came, things weren't looking so good after the winter break. We were far from even qualifying for the European spots. But then it all began to take some form of a more coherent team with something that resembled an idea. So you have youngsters and you have the experienced players that just needed to click. Unfortunately, that happened. That slowed the process down. Eventually it led to sacking Jens. How did you see that transitional period once you arrived? I mean, Tobol did not, obviously it was a big disappointment, but what was your perception of the team once you arrived? And that blend, did you figure out that the emphasis was on the younger players? You played with Biuk and Ljubicic, who were at the time the biggest talents, and the team has somehow had to be blended in between the big names and the young talent. So how did you see that first season when you arrived, when this team was still fresh under the new sporting director and everything?
Yeah, it's painful, this game against Tobol, and the second game. But in this time, what I realized that the problem was the mental part. Not the quality, the mental part. If we conceded the goal, we conceded the first goal, we had a block mentally, like 5-10 minutes. And if the opponent is enough strong, they can destroy us in this 5-10 minutes. So this was had like the first half of the season, sure, this was the biggest problem, not the quality. Levi till scored like till the half season almost 20 goals already. So you know, quality we had, just mentally we was not enough strong. And after that, when Valdas came, it got better. It was better. So you know, this was the biggest thing where we needed to improve, because the quality and the relationship between the older experienced players and the youngsters was good. We had really talented young players, like you mentioned, Stipe and Chiba. So we needed a hand from the coach side who is like psychological also, who can explain that what, how, why, and like, you know, that kind of things. And it's happened. We became better, and at the end, thanks God, we won the cup also after a long time.
Yeah.
Would you say that first, after the initial shock with Tobol, that perhaps that first part of the season was your top level in Hajduk? Because we all remember the game, the Dinamo derby in the December 2-0 win, when no one was really expecting it. Valdas just came in fresh. He was not there for a month even.
Yeah.
So as much as we all knew his work in Gorica, we did not expect such quick improvements in terms of results, because it was also very wobbly in the first part of the season, but you still managed to, even though you came in late, you didn't do your pre-season as you've mentioned because of the Euros, because of how fast everything came to be. I remember that everyone was very positively surprised on, you know, how quickly you've blended in the squad and what you brought in, you know, as an attacking-minded fullback, kind of needed, and especially with the crosses, it was like became somewhat of your trademark, like the crossing. And
It's true.
yeah, like.
Yeah.
Was it always like from the days when you were a winger, the crossing was a thing?
Yes.
That's what we wanted to ask you. Is it your talent, or is it hard working which helps you to have such a good cross?
Both.
Both.
It's need to be both. But the talent without hard work is nothing.
Of course, yeah.
It's nothing. We was doing, especially in like a lot of finishing actions, a lot of crosses, a lot of finishing with the strikers, and those there, of course, I improved a lot. And in this time, like I was like, for me, it was better to give an assist than score a goal. And my agent in this time, hey, come on, you need to score also the goal. Why you want to make as a striker or winger your teammate that he is a top scorer in the league? You mentality need to be that you want to be, you know. I said, well, look, but it's good. Like I can help for him that. No, it's not good. And after I was thinking about it, yeah, it's okay. I want to be. It's also a good thing. But there started. And of course, after that, I arrived to Ferencváros, especially the last 3 years when I spent as a right back, it became more important in our tactic that we played totally high fullbacks, and we needed to cross many times, because we know that we have numbers. We need to have numbers in the box. So it's like, and I had a tall one inside, just like, okay, he said, put somewhere here, Gary. Okay, I will try. So, you know, all the time I had a target man for who to cross. But without practice,
Not possible, yeah.
No, without practice it's like 1-2 times you can do it.
Yeah, but there is no consistency.
Exactly.
Yeah. The only goal you scored was in October against Osijek, right?
Yeah.
And then that was your first game after that injury against Rijeka, I think. How much did it? I mean, from the outside perspective, it didn't seem that it slowed you down as much. You still had a very good, you still had a very good first part of the season. After you came back, the only goal came. So
unfortunately just the only one, but look, I was right back, so
yeah.
But how that injury affected you actually?
Look, how to say, I had a huge accident in my end of my first season in Ferencváros in a cup final, 88 minutes. So after that, look, it was painful. I mean mentally, of course, physically too. It was really, really huge pain, and I was hoping that it's max like 1 month. And when the docs say that like around 8 weeks, 2 months, I said like, okay, come on. It's like there I was shocked a little bit that I came now, you know, I just played few games and now because of this injury I need to stop for longer period. But after 3 weeks I came back, and like it didn't affect me that much because of my previous injury. Like I mentioned, I know how to handle it. I worked really hard in this time. I was really motivated to, like I said, why I came to win something. So I was really motivated. This also helped for me to come back as strong as I can and perform like I really can. So it was not a big deal, honestly.
And that at the period after the injury, after you came back from the injury, we had the switch of coach, okay, but that second part of the first part of the season, at the end, towards the end, it was very surprising because we remembered, as we said, like I'd like you to reflect on that part when we, especially the cup game against Lokomotiva in Zagreb, the weird 6-3 win. It was like flashing all over the place, goals just poured in. It was one of the most entertaining games and most fluid games I've seen from Hajduk in a while, because it was really, everything came to its place in terms of like a fluid play. We created a lot of chances.
Yeah.
And after that we went to Maksimir, still with no high expectations, because we just fell off in the derbies, especially away. We weren't as successful at the time, but that was the schooling of Dinamo. Like that was a perfect game. I think they didn't manage a shot at goal. How did you see that derby, especially in that moment with new coach? How did the team react, and how did you see that derby? Did you then start to believe that the fortune changed, and then in the second part you can build on that success? Like what was the atmosphere then and that game particularly?
Look, coach came and he made clear what we would like, how we would like to work, and we did it. So that's why we was really prepared tactically and mentally also. Honestly, mentally on the derby you don't need to, or you are good or come on the derby you don't need to motivate yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Or nobody need to motivate you, honestly, especially if you go away. So everything was set it up and worked as we planned, not just from our side, from the other side also. So it was a really good game from every one of us. And after that we felt that maybe this year can happen something good. But unfortunately the league, it's not. But on the other hand, like I said, the cup, it was giving all of us back something, not just from the player, for the fans, for everyone in Dalmatia.
Yeah, exactly. And what I wanted to ask you as well about mental preparation. You say that your team, that there is quality in the team, but mentally you wasn't there. How did you work on it? Did you have someone in the club who helped you with mental preparation and psychology, or it was just coming from the coach?
It's just coming from the coach. In that time, I think still they don't have the person who is working on that.
Yeah, because when we talk about this season as well, we all feel that quality is there, and that main reason was mental block, which happened, I don't know, because of the pressure of results, or I don't know why exactly. And how important is that in our many episodes here I try to explain to our spectators that mental part of the game is equal to technical and tactical part. So we also need to put, how to say, how important it is to have someone in the club to help you with that mental and psychological part of the game, to prepare you for what is coming, because Hajduk is specific, very specific. You know that the best. It's not easy to play here. And what would be your advice to the new player coming here, if you have any?
It's a really good question. Honestly, a really good question. What helped for me? It was like, it can be strange for the fans now, but close out the fans on the pitch, and this is the hardest one. I remember when I was younger in LAC, in the beginning I was hearing everything.
Yeah.
Even I didn't understand, but I was like, you know, they screaming in Polish, and you know, it's like, oh, what? And when you react on that, you're already not in the game. So try to close out the fans. Doesn't matter what they are doing. Throw the Greek fires, I don't know, fighting, doesn't matter. Because when you are on the pitch, you have to focus on that. Every part of that, okay, my position is like that, he will do that. Just this.
Full mental focus.
Full mental focus. And I was lucky, because in the national team, before also we didn't have that person.
Mm-hmm.
But came. And still he's there. A mental coach, and he helped me a lot during that. We as players, he was there all the time, all days, and if we needed, we went to him and we started to talk. He worked with us, we just normally just talk, communication. So in this time I met with him few times, and I learned a lot of things, you know. And after last 2-3 years, you know, like, hi Gary, how are you? Hi Zoli, how are you? So it was like that, drinking coffee, speak about family, anything else, but you know, nothing special. So there I felt that that kind of person can really helpful in the team's life, and the big teams already have, you know, and it's not means that every day you have to talk with that person. But when you struggle, I have family. So I have, when my son is sick, or when it's something in the kindergarten, you know, your brain is going million ways. So you have to concentrate on a lot of things, but the mostly on your job. So these things also you have to close out.
Yeah.
When you go to the training, when you go to the matches, and this is with the fans also. And when I started to not listen and really close down, just put myself into the game, after that it was really much easier for me, and doesn't matter really what they are doing on the stands, because it's happened that did you see what they did? I said, what? I said, oh, I'll show you. Okay, show me, because I don't watch, I don't care that one. Sorry for the fans, but in this time
it may sound like an unpopular thing, but it's actually very reasonable, because if you perform your best on the pitch, then you give them what they want. Actually, they want wins. They want
with
good
your performance.
Football,
yeah, with your performance, you communicate with them.
Yeah.
This is how I'm thinking. How I was thinking the last many years.
Were you satisfied with the level of professionalism here in Hajduk when you came?
Well, honestly, yes. We had everything.
Yeah.
No diabetic, for example, we didn't have when I came, but after Dragana came into the picture, Varda's brought.
Nutritionist.
Yeah, nutritionist. Yeah, he brought to the first team, and after even was much better. It was good meals and everything, you know, professional ones. How so it was one step forward. The pitches was good, everything else. It was really good.
That's very good to hear from someone who was inside of the club, that all pieces of the puzzle need to be there to have success. So whatever we miss now, we need to work on to bring it in.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we have professional level, I mean in equipment, in changing rooms, what I feel we need more training grounds, because
it's right.
One is not enough.
Yeah.
And as I said, mental coach, because on my own experience I learn a lot from him, and it helps me, because as a player we are playing in the team, but in our heads we are all individuals.
Yeah.
And we all have some ego, and that mental preparation also need to help you to how to handle your ego and how to put your ego to work for the team.
Yeah.
That's very important. So that's something which I believe is missing now, and mostly what you say, mental focus, the small little things what you can do to put your mind in that mental state that your focus is only on the game.
Yeah, it's right. It's
Yeah.
right. No, it's totally agree. Even like you need to imagine the situations,
Yes.
what you can have during the game, before the game.
Visualize.
Exactly. If you can do this, it will be much easier also.
Yeah, that's this part of the second which help you to get the ball in the 50-50 duels.
Exactly.
For example,
go right or left, or decide
When the
that.
cross come, you don't need to think about how to shoot it, because you already have it
Exactly.
mapped in your mind. So
Exactly.
all that plays a part. That's why I always try to talk about it from my first episode here until last. I will always talk about it because it's very, very important. And I'm happy that you say that as well.
That's where we usually crumbled as a team. Like you mentioned it, we crumbled under the pressure. In the end, still, the level, in my opinion, wasn't high enough, because if it wasn't, okay, you ended up your career in Hajduk with 2 cups, which is a very big success, because we haven't won anything for the past 9 years prior to the cup in 2022. So it was a huge step forward. But still, the final, that big trophy. What's your opinion as someone who played for 60 games, which is a lot in 2 years? What's your opinion? What did you lack in the end, coming back to think about those 2 years, 2 seasons? What was that one thing that probably left you without that final big achievement?
I don't know. Now, really, I didn't play also the last year that much.
Yeah. Mika came in at first to provide, because that game against Rijeka when he got injured, that showed that we lacked depth on the
I was
right
alone
back
in this
side.
position. I was alone in this position, and I came back. And after that, they said in the winter transfer window they will bring someone,
Yeah.
because I'm alone. If again something happening, they need to replace for the next games.
Yeah.
I said okay, no problem. Maybe it's arrogant, but I said okay, well, you can bring anyone else, but I will play, because this is my mentality. Bring for me here someone with who I can make a rivalization, because this can help in every position to be better.
Yeah, concurrency.
Exactly. And I say that unfortunately after I was not in the first 11. So Mika played well. Still I'm friend with him, so it's nothing against him.
Yeah,
He was better at this moment in the second part of the season than me. And I said, okay, but I need to push the gas more if I want to play again. So I did, but he played, he continued to play, and this is normal. I say, okay, I don't give up. If I now give up, next year, thank you and bye. And I'm done. And still, I didn't put it down this, that I want to win the league. And I knew that one more year I have from my contract, so this can be my last chance to do it. So I was working hard, and when I came in to the games, or when I get the chance in the first 11, I tried to show that now my time came back. So, but of course always the coach decision, so, and I respect it, and this is what happened, honestly.
Okay, running back to the beginning of conversation, basically when you say that you spoke with Nico about coming here, how he approached you, and you say that your goals and club goals were on the same page, and what was that? How he attracted you to come here?
With the Europe and with the titles.
Yeah, so
Just that's it.
basically he put biggest achievements in front of you to achieve it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this was it, what I say, look, my goals is the same, so if you want me, send a contract and start to talk.
Yeah.
When this happened, night, done. So it was hard day.
Basically, ambition of the clubs is something which attracts you because you are, as a person, ambition person, and
Yeah.
you show that now, even when you are going towards the end of your career, you have businesses and you want to improve even further in your life. So what I want to say is this is something which we need to keep even in this moment, which is not the perfect moment, but we need to keep that ambition high, because that's something which will attract ambition player to come here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because it's not as if you came from, you know, you're not a local. You came in, okay, with a pedigree, with a big career behind you, but still the thing is that you want to attract the likes of yourself, someone who played at a high level, and you need some challenge. You need to present, like, I want Hajduk to present to the players once they approach them that the ambition is top level, and that you have, personally I think that it's even more important that the club presents the way that they want to. It's easy to say, like, I want to be the champion. Everyone wants to be the champion. The bottom team would like to be the champion, but how do you achieve what?
Exactly.
You know, the process, I think, and you can confirm it or deny it perhaps, but the process is the key. Because if I just sit down with you and explain, like, okay, well, I'm the sporting director, we want to be the champions, and you'll probably ask, okay, nothing, that's nice to hear, but
How
and why? Yeah.
Exactly, how and why. So yeah, after he explained that who is here, why, of course Livy is here, the best player in the league. So okay, it's good, it's a really good point. So it's top, so let's build a team. We have youngsters. I said, okay, idemo, and finish. So really it was like that. And of course when I check the history, it's like, oh, it's too many years.
Also, it's good that you mentioned Levy, because many people, I don't know, many or few people attack him or criticize him because of the half season he has this year. And they also forgot about his importance in bringing player in, because he is the one you can say, okay, we have him in the team.
he broke the ice.
Yeah. Would you like to come and join him to try and achieve big things?
No.
So his importance in that way for negotiation as well, and like he said, he broke the ice of these big players, Croatian national team players who started to come back after him. People forget that, so we just need to remind them, because I don't want Hajduk supporters to be so negative, you know. When you are good, everything is good, but once you struggle a bit, they come after you. So
Yeah,
that's not the way.
This is everywhere, honestly. This is everywhere, but I always said that, look, put yourself in Livy position and try to do the best for that expectations.
Yeah,
Just change it.
empathy. That's
Just
empathy.
change it. Score 2 goals every match like you normally expect from him by his quality. This is what I said, that we have to take off the pressure from Levy's shoulders.
Yes.
And I know that in the first year he was not scoring 3 months, but already he had 20 few goals. 3 months. He didn't score. I know how he became like nervous, you know, and like, but he had already 20 few goals, like far away from the second place, you know. It's like, why you are nervous? Okay, we want to be champion, but we are not that close, honestly. So what, you know? And I remember against Dragovojac, I think. I came in when we won 2-1 just in Poljud, and I gave for him this assist. He scored. That what kind of like pressure by himself fell off, and after he continued to score the goals. Till end of the season, he ended like 30 or he reached the 30. I don't remember. Yeah. I'm not good in numbers, honestly, and the past. So you know, this is like that he want also. Just the others, and not just like players, because Lovre or I can mention Ivan, like the others, they try to help, but it's not just for the players, it's for everyone.
For the team, yeah.
So in this case, put yourself to his position and try to imagine that I have to score 2 goals because they expect that I have to, I don't know. So, okay, and try it.
Yeah, that was actually our idea when we started this podcast, because he's journalist and I'm ex-football player. My job was to try to simplify things for the every supporter or spectator who don't understand how is it to be on the pitch and basically how hard is it. I mean, it's very easy to see many things when you are on the stands. Far up, you see whole pitch, and
from your own perspective, different.
From your perspective, it's easy. But once you are on the pitch, it's not that easy.
It's different, already different vision.
Of course,
you see totally differently the game, the pitch, everything. When you are up there, yes, I see. Oh, like, nice attack, everything. But
he should pass there. He should pass there.
Exactly. Everyone knows why he didn't pass there like that. Okay, but if you are there on the pitch, like maybe you cannot see because it's blocked from the other player. Like you know, like it's totally different.
Yeah, that's why I try to not criticize. Especially players, because when I was player I didn't like that. Many people, 99% didn't play, not professional.
Not even amateur.
Yeah, even in amateur level, and they don't understand what is the difference between the stands and the field.
Yeah, it's true. But in the other hand, as a player, how to say, take this critic as a motivation. I always was like that. Take this critic as a motivation. You know what? I will show you next time that you are wrong.
I wanted to ask you one more question, and it's about pitches in Croatia.
Pitches?
Football fields. Quality.
Pitches, yes.
What you can say about it, since you play in Hungary and Poland?
The best one is in Rijeka, in Rujevica. This is really a top. This is one of the best pitch. Like here is the best pitch, but one of the best pitch where I played. The others, it's good. Like I mean.
Yeah, but it's a big difference in the past 2 years because of now it's a big topic is that the pitches are, because they usually have a 5 years warranty on the hybrid pitches.
Hybrid
so
grasses,
now now that age, they're very aging and they should be replaced. And this season showed that the quality of the pitches dramatically dropped. So a lot of players are really complaining about this season particularly, because you can tell that they needed to be replaced last season. Not even we lost Dario and lost Žaper, who came in, so big player. We lost them to bad injuries.
Even Poljud, which is the best stadium, I mean, in my opinion. Okay, now we have Opus Arena, which is very new and modern, but even Poljud is not in the perfect condition.
No.
Yeah. No. And especially when you don't train so much on it. How many times per week you train at main?
Zero.
Yeah, 0.
Normally max one time. Okay, now I don't know this season, but max one time when was a qualification game or the derby or like that, max one time we went to
Day
the
before
pitch.
game.
Yeah, sometimes 2 or 3 days before and again back to the training pitch, so maybe.
Yeah.
Like that.
So you basically have this pitch only for the games, and in perfect condition it should be like perfect pitch,
Exactly.
but it is not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is also like what need to be the basic if you want success. And
Exactly.
you have to fix this. The pitch.
Pieces of the puzzle which I told
Exactly.
you before.
Training pitch. I remember Sergei came to us to Ferencváros. He say he going around. What's that? And what is this? Here we train. It looks terrible. I said, how? Do you want that they perform there in the stadium, well? In this case you have to change this. I cannot keep normal training on that kind of pitch. How, with the knee they have to drive the ball or what? I remember 2-3 months, 3 new, just the field, hybrid pitch. 1 fast day finished. We start to train till this day went to the second one. They finished. We went there. They left regenerate the previous one. They was finishing the third one, and we was going
Just
all around.
circling.
Now 1 month in that pitch, 1 month on other, 1 month here, and going around.
Yeah.
And still is the same. And
Yeah.
because he said, if you
Hugely
want that this
important.
team going to Europe, you need first a good training pitch.
Training
They
ground
can
is a
train.
basic.
Yeah.
And after the
Structure.
stadium. So this is key for the success.
Yeah.
1 point for the success.
So after Hajduk you went to Solin.
Mm-hmm.
That's the club where I spent 3 years of my early career, and now you are coach for young kids, and you play for first team.
Yeah.
How was that transition for you?
Easy. Honestly easy. Because after that I finished in Hajduk. Even before that we already decided that we would like to stay here in Split, and we will see that I will get any offers or anybody need me or something like that. I know I was 35, so if nobody, even one club from the world doesn't want, okay, I'm 35 and I can accept that, no problem. But after came Sol into the picture, and they say that they want that my help for the youngsters to still play. They know secondly, but I say okay, don't care, really, I can play, and this is good. Plus they gave the opportunity that I can start my coaching career already with 2 groups, under 7 and under 8. I say okay, it's a quite big challenge honestly in the beginning, but I said okay, somehow I can handle it. So it was easy, honestly. And the second, that in this case we can stay in our apartment in Split, and I don't have to move just from Budapest to move here, but it's the easiest.
So you started your coaching career. Do you see yourself in the future as a first team coach?
This is one of my goals.
So that's your future plan, is to stay in football as a coach?
Exactly.
Okay.
And that's why I started with the youngsters, because I want to learn. I know I need to learn a lot, because from the player side it's different than from the coach side, and you have different things to think about it. I need to play well, I need to eat well, but as a coach you have to give the tactic tools, analyze his matches, blah, blah. It's much worse to be a coach, honestly, from my side, than be as a player.
So what's your preferred style of football, which you would like to bring into your team once you became first team coach?
Honestly, I was attacking mindset, still I am attacking mindset, but I like to attack. Ball possession and no defensive football. Of course, prepare for defense if you face like with big teams or something like that, but honestly, keep the ball and go many attacks as you can, create many chances as you can.
So is this something which you you have from some of your past coaches, like you mentioned Sergey, or is it something you saw, I mean, on TV on this biggest level? Do you watch the games and try to learn something from them and educate yourself in that way as well?
Yes, exactly. I'm watching a lot of games. The Croatian football, the Hungarian football, the national football, Champions League, everything when I have time, because I would like to learn, and I try to understand that. For example, the best example was for me the Manchester City Real Madrid in the second leg. How Real Madrid defend against that Manchester City. You know, that how, and look at this winger. Oh, he's here, like, you know, they just, where is the strikers, you know, it's like ta-ta-ta, but for counter-attack they are going like
they are already
crazy.
Preparing for counter-attack.
Exactly, and this is the things, like, you know, where this was one, but when it's like 50-50 games, you know, or it's really a lot of style, of course I don't want to keep the ball, for example, like Manchester City, but it's better to have a ball than play against the ball.
Yes, exactly. But you know, football is changing, and it's changing very fast, and trends are changing. And as you mentioned, when you came to be coached under Sergey Rebrov, we are talking about Sergey Rebrov, and that was the period when you were changing your position, and he teach you once you have the ball, you need to go on the line. Yeah, and that affects you probably the most, you know, the coach who learn you how to play that position. But in the last 1-2 years, the modern trend is that basically that fullbacks are coming inside, and that wingers are staying on the wide, and how difficult it is for you who were coached by other system, and now that modern trends are totally different from what was coached.
Look, this is it, like, you need to learn
and adapt.
You have to adapt and improve. If I just would like to do the same like Sergey made, maybe some games I will be successful, maybe not. But also like bring in, for example, Liverpool played against Atalanta in the second leg. And, you know, the position of Alexander-Arnold and the others, you know, and you see that Alexander-Arnold the left wing position, and everybody was rotating like, you know, crazy. I say, okay, now I try to put myself to the Atalanta player mind, that okay, what he can think about it, that they prepared for something, and like, okay, I don't face with Van Dijk now, he's up there, so sorry, what? You know, and question, and they played much better, and Atalanta was okay, they go through. But I saw that they are struggling a little bit, that okay, why he's there? What they are doing? And just this question you can put to the opponent mind. It's good for you.
Yeah, because what I was talking as well here, that nowadays in Croatia we have lots of conservative coaches who are still far behind these new trends, and that here we still talk about like positioning, like about tactics, you know. Do we play 4-3-3, 3-5-2, 4-4-2, and we don't talk too much about principles of the game. You know, what kind of principles you want to play to exploit half spaces, to attack space behind the back. That it's not so important which position you play, but you need to understand what was idea of your coach.
Exactly.
That's what I feel is still missing here, like modern approach.
Yeah, you have to prepare for the opponent, of course. They prepare from you too, and maybe they will change something than they did before. So it's tricky always. It's really hard to find out that okay, they played last 10 games like that. Okay, it's work like this. Okay, there is the space there to attack, or just keep the ball, attract him like that, or half pace, so that what, you know. It's hard to find out, but of course, mostly the best can be if your team really perfectly know. Doesn't matter 4-2-3-1, 5-3-2, 4-4-2, or doesn't matter which system. Because in this case, you need to prepare them, okay, against this system, against the other, against each system.
How to think about football, basically.
Exactly. We just played 4-2-3-1.
Mm-hmm.
But this we played well with Gergő.
Mm-hmm.
I remember in Moscow against CSKA we played with 5. But 1 week we was preparing really for that system because we was analyzing every day. Video training, all the time. And we won that 1-0. Okay, it was one of the game where really we was tired because we didn't have a ball. But at the end, it's paid off. We won after 1 counter-attack. So 4-2-3-1, just no. Okay, you need to be this in that situation, that in that situation. Oh, everything was explained. And this need to be.
Yeah, because we talk now about these hybrid systems, that there is no conventional one, you know. You
Exactly.
put players on the pitch like on the board, players will not stay there. This is not a chess.
Yeah, exactly.
So
No, it's true. But if you are really prepared and you don't watch that, okay, he is a defensive midfielder and he will be there. No, if the player is here, and doesn't matter which one, if the player is here, like that.
yeah, creating space for each other, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter where you start, but how the fluid is your game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How you open the space for your teammate who can have an advantage or who can, I don't know, score a goal or give an assist after. So this is really, really important. Like I said, it's really, how to say, it's really like not easy to find out that what can work, because still there is the opponent.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
Still there is the opponent.
exactly.
I'd like to revert to current moment in Solin when we are talking about player development. A lot of your viewers will probably be very interested to hear, like, this is a specific moment where a lot of Hajduk's young players are currently playing with you in that side. It's a very famous young squad that made it all the way to the Youth League final. But the last episode we've actually dedicated to player development in Hajduk generally. And just to put things into perspective of how difficult it is to make that transition regardless of the success they had. Now we can see that Solin is struggling. It's not going as good. Currently it's a relegation struggle. And people here, or generally people, just believe that the idea is that you need 1 or 2 experienced players and the rest can be kids, and then you'll reach success only for the sake of it. Unfortunately, like, the struggles you can see with Solin now, that it's a very demanding situation to kind of give place to the youngsters for their first real senior level season. How do you see as a seasoned player, as a leader to them? How do you see the development of the young players, both Solin in general? What are your thoughts on that? And as we mentioned, when you came to Hajduk, you also had the big talents like Biuk and Ljubo. How do you see their development in this environment that is very hard? For someone experienced, it's much more easier to adapt to the pressure, but for the young players with the expectations and with the culture, that also doesn't give place for the young players to thrive, to give them space. How do you see that, especially now with Solin?
They're struggling, honestly. Like, it's under 19 and adult football is totally different. Like, you face with your age in under 19. And when you come to the adult football, you can face with me. You can face with Perisic. You can face with Levy. You know, this is a different story. So I see that some of them is struggling with that. That's why they cannot perform on that level where I know that they can, because I know that what they are capable of. I trained with them before, so in 2 years they came to our trainings. I know what they are doing. I know what they did in the Champions League, but as I said, it's just a young football against your age.
Everyone has same experience, and
Exactly. Of course, some of them is really that good, already played in big teams. They're in the squad or training with them all the time, first team member. But they came to Solin in second league. You know, you play. Sometimes I remember matches like water polo we played in this season. You know, and after like, how I can perform here. So the environment is not the same like in the first league. So mentally it's really hard for them. But on the other hand, this really can help for them future if they can understand this. You know, but this is on the players. I try to talk with them, I'm really good with them, they listen on me, you know, but it's everything up on them. That how they accept that, how they want to learn, and what they want to do, what they want to achieve in their career. If for them it's okay, I'm a Hajduk player or something, I accept. No problem, this is your goal. 10 years in Hajduk, respect, no problem. If you want, like, win the Champions League, okay, Ajde. We go to work, you know. So they have to set up in themselves that what they want, because also they need to show here in Srce and perform well if they want to be first team players in Hajduk.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and do you see that they're kind of succumbing under the pressure? Does the pressure of the surrounding get to them? I mean, in some extent it has to get to them. We remember, unfortunately, that Ljubo had struggles with the pressure. You know, one miss, no one gets the perspective that it's a kid.
I remember,
you know, and all of a sudden the crowd with the expectations they turn on you, they forget. At one day they try to say, okay, we need those young players, and then you have a result, a young players, he misses a chance, everyone misses their chances, Levi, Peria, they all miss their chances once in a while, but this is a young kid, and all of a sudden the next day, done. You're not cut for the club, you know. Can you tell that, did it happen? What are your experience with that? Because we would like to emphasize, like on an example, like what that does to the young players, like.
It can destroy them. Even I know that even they finish football.
Yeah.
They cannot handle. It's even worse than you punch them one time. They don't know. They need help. Of course, in this case, the experienced players come into the picture, and the coach, the club, you know, who need to help. But I had teammate who was in the same shoes, and after he said, "Look, I cannot handle, I finish." And this was like, okay, I can understand him, that what he received, and like all the time to get this. And I remember Yuba, how he looked like at this time. He was really out of his body.
Yeah, you could see that affects his confidence a lot.
And after he left, like, we saw him and how we started.
Yeah.
And that's his quality.
And his body language is showing that he's much more confident
Confidence, now. Exactly. He scored many goals, and now again he's scoring goals. And I know how he work. He can go really far.
Yeah, because he's mentally inside 100%.
I think he learned a lot after that situation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really sure.
Your first assist came to him, unfortunately, double, but it was a 2-0 win in Poljud.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. I always felt he know when and where to be.
But with the lack of psychologist or mental coach in the first team, is it a burden for the older players to, I mean, in some extent, obviously you have to be there for the young players regardless whether you have a mental coach or not, but you know, is it a burden to kind of lose your focus in a lot of ways to help to substitute the lack of the mental coach? Because, you know, you have to be aware of your own position, of you as an individual in the team to perform as the best you can, and still you have to lose focus on double the help to the young players without the mental coach. You know, I feel that's a part of the problem with the first team, that we just cannot figure out the importance of of the mental coach and the psychologist, especially with the approach to the young players, you know?
Yeah, it can take a lot of energy, honestly, from the players. But I never had problem with this, because I know what I need and how I need to do that to be concentrated and focused on the game and be in a good shape. So if I feel tired during the game because I had some runs or I feel tired, I don't talk, because I need to come back. So myself is in the first place in this time. But if I feel like, okay, everything fine, I read the game, that okay, is nothing special, like in this case I try to help. So you have to find a moment that if you are on the training or it's not a game time, in this case, you know, you can talk whenever you want. So you can concentrate even just on that you have for the youngsters, you speak with them, you know, and on the training. So, but when you are on the pitch, it's like, you know, firstly you need to focus on yourself to be good,
yeah.
And if you can help,
but
and this is not easy.
Yeah, but basically, as a senior player in the team, you need to be older brother to these young kids.
Is right.
Yeah,
it's right.
To protect them, and if you need to scold them, sometimes you need to scold them.
Yeah.
But your job is basically to protect them, and only
Exactly.
one who can scold them is you,
Yeah.
nobody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's right. It's right. But who if not the experienced players?
Yeah. And how is your approach as a coach? Are you a strict one or?
No. Some situations, yes. No, I like I learned that it's need to be rules. We have rules. The kids has rules in the kindergarten. What they can do. We have rules here. We have rules in our job. We have rules on the pitch. We have rules at home. You know. So I was just telling them from the first second that when I talk or my assistant, yeah, nobody talk, because we listen what we would like to say, that how is the training will go, what kind of exercise we do, because if I put the coins, you know, you don't know what to do with it, so I have to explain. But in this case we have to be quiet. And the second one, we don't kick the ball till the coach didn't allow you. With this I had some problems in the beginning, but you know, kids is kids.
Yeah.
But after that, after 1 month, something like this, it was everything. And even the parents say that, thank you.
Yeah, you need to discipline them and
Exactly.
raise them up
Still
to
we
be.
joke, you know, it's funny, we make fun, you know, But when we work, now it took almost 1 year that we really concentrate on the work.
And how do you see yourself like a future first team coach? Are you the one who stay on the line and just give some instructions and watch the game, or you're the nervous one? How is your feeling during the game?
Look, I'm nervous one. Like, I want to win. So even if we lead 2-0 or something, I pray that please don't concede the goal. Like, you know, I'm nervous inside, but I don't want to show, because I can affect my team with that if I show. And again, is the best example. It's Sergey. He was like cold, nothing, even in the interview. If he is sitting here now, you don't see him, just this face.
Yeah.
Really, this was like strange for us to see. Like, okay, how to talk with him? He's angry on us, or you didn't know what he's feeling. But when was some instructions he saw or something, he was telling, of course. But there, he didn't blame us, never. Even when we scored the goal, his reaction was like, you know, calm. Okay, on the big match, like okay. But normally he was like, okay, it's just 1-0. It's like that.
Like Špica poklepal vse.
Yeah, it's just 1-0, so you know. And after was even 5-0, it was the same.
Yeah.
Like that. You won 5-0. And
Lobanovsky school.
he mentioned that he mentioned that. So this style for me, what even now with the kids, I'm doing. My assistant is like talk to them, because I say to them that on Croatian, bam, you can, and I'm, you know, the guy who is watching. That really they keep this, you know. I try to know my players more. I know what they are capable of, but why he's not doing, why he is not that. You know, I'm the guy who is watching.
Yeah.
Of course, some of the games I'm go into, and I'm leading the game for the kids. But at the moment, mostly I like to watch. And on the other hand, for first team, also I'm like I would be like the coach who is not like, you know, like Simeone, for example. No, not this one.
The tyrant style.
No, the calm one.
Calmer, yeah.
And this how I see myself.
And that's exactly how first team coach should be. The one who is managing everything and looking. That's when you are learning teaching yourself and see your player, and that's when you can react the best. I believe that once you are talking and once you are in the action, you cannot see the perfect situation.
Yeah.
Like I said, you see much more from the stand than when you are on the pitch, when you are playing. And it's same is you are learning more when you are listening than when you are talking.
Yeah, it's true.
So that's something similar.
Yeah, exactly.
Hajduk, maybe one day, coming back to the club as coach?
Look, why not? Why not? I got this question from Hungary also. Look, no, I didn't close down even one door.
Yeah.
I just started now.
Football is about opportunity, basically.
Exactly, and here I got this opportunity. So I'm stupid if I don't want to use it. Because still I can play, and I like to play, and I love to play. And I can start to work, to do what is my dream later on.
Mm-hmm.
So really, I'm happy about it, that it's going how it's going. On the coaching part, about the team part, I'm not happy how it's going, but we are not here to talk about it. So yeah, I like to work with the small, some of devils, you know, like some of them it's like, okay, I really need to be calm, but honestly, they are really, really good kids, and I like to work with them. They are listening, they improve a lot. Okay,
so to wrap it up, this football side, like you mentioned, you settled here in Split in Dalmatia, you like it here, and you also started, if I'm not wrong, 2 businesses here.
One, honestly, but in 2 places will be.
Okay.
We opened a car wash, first here in Split, but from May 1 we'll be available in Zagreb, Green Drive. So I'm the owner, one of the owner of the company, and this means that eco wash, you know, we washing without water. We going to the clients. So we have a really good website where you can register, you can reserve your appointment, and we going to you to that address what you give for us. So even if, for example, you are in city center, and one of the appointment when you are there, it's open. You know, you choose this appointment, but before, of course, you know that you are there in city center. So you give city center, and you can write in comment where your car will be. Okay, registration plate we know, and these things, because you need to give for the registration. But really, I saw it that many people self-wash, you know, many washing. Like not like company places where you can bring their cars, but I know that the peoples are running out of time, and for them and with our service, honestly, you just give the key and you can do whatever you want. Even we call you when we finished and give back, that's it. So I think it can be really, really good here, but if you would like, you can use it. If you don't want, because you want to wash your car alone because you like it, yes, okay, no problem. I really don't have problem with that.
Of course, you are not forcing anyone.
Yeah, I don't force no one. So this is the biggest business what I really started. Look, it also was one point why I decided to stay in Croatia, because I see a lot of opportunity.
Yeah.
In everywhere, any case. So it doesn't matter if it's business, football, coaching or anything else.
Fishing.
It's also good opportunities, you know. Honestly, not that much anymore.
Adriatic is better than Balaton in terms of...
No, I don't like sea fishing.
Really?
No, I don't like it.
Seafood?
Oh. Seafood is good. Sea fishing I scared, honestly. Already, Karel already called me that one day I can go with him or some other players. But I scared of the depth when I don't see nothing there, you know. It's like, please no, or need to be a boat like I don't know what kind of to be safe.
To be fishing coach.
Yeah, so I stay with the lake fishing for carps. This is for me the most common thing. So
we have a saying here, hvali more drž se kraja, for the season, like keep it to the side.
Yeah.
Like, sea is good, but I like.
But, you know, it's better till here or here and done, finish.
Yeah, exactly. So I think we heard more than we expected even. We're really happy that we had you in our show. We're honored that you came to be our first Hajduk guest. We had guests before, but specifically as a player, you're the first one in our show. I'm really happy that you accepted our invitation here. And first and foremost, I hope that this season will end up well with Soli. And that we can see much more from you, and that we'll get an opportunity to talk even further in the future, because that would mean that you're still here and that your career on all ends is going well in Split. It's your new hometown.
Yeah, thank you. It was really good also for me to be part of this podcast. It's really the memories and everything, the talk. It's really, how to say, it's also important for me, and I can learn, and I like these things, honestly.
It was very satisfying to talk with you, and thank you very much for coming.
Thank you so much for the invitation.
I hvala svim našim gledateljima. Eto, Gergő je bio prvi gost. Nadamo se, kažemo da ćemo ga vidjeti još jedan put. Vama hvala na praćenju i vidimo se već za vikend, naravno sa našom novom regularnom epizodom.